Friday. We are live. We are live. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell on the bottom because we always go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Ronnie, he's out of town. He might come back up. I just talked to him on the phone. So he might come. Okay, so here he is.
Of course,
Here's Ronnie. Ronnie's here.
even though I'm out of town, I still got to swing by the boys. The boys don't sleep. The boys don't get no rest. I'm coming right back there. You know how we get.
All right.
Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday, guys. As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Y'all don't forget to make sure you hit that. Don't forget to come over here and have a good time with us. You know how we get down each and every Friday. This is Freestyle Friday. So, guys, sit back, relax. It is the weekend. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like? What is cracking like and what is cracking like? What's happening?
Maintaining.
Hey man, feeling good, feeling great. The weekend's here, so you about to have some fun. So let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, it's here. So go ahead, Jordan, do your thing. Let's do it.
All right, let's start with the sports topic. Game 4 of the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks is tonight. And Boston, they're up 3-0, and Boston's looking to sweep. So it looks like that my prediction, right position, it's not looking what it's supposed to be. So, but go ahead, Akeem, man. What's your take, man? Because you looks like you saw this coming as a sweep coming through, man. So
hey, we talked about this. I've already said they're gonna win by 2 points, by 10 points. You know what I mean? And what was the score each game? How many points they was leading on?
It was between the average of 7 to 10 points.
7 to 10 points. I've already seen this coming. I've watched Tatum. I watched Jaylen Brown. Porzingis played over this year. They've been executing plays. This is a well-oiled machine. The coach is not playing, and he's not on media talking smack. He ain't doing none of that. He's not playing. These guys are not. They're not here to play games, and they're proving they got a young team. This is maybe the first time I've ever seen a bunch of young team put together and actually move this. It's actually compared to some superstars. We're talking about Luka and Uncle Drew. These guys are not nothing to sneeze about. But hey, what can you do if you're not on point? That's my take.
But Hakeem, I kind of disagree with you. Even though he's not on the media talking smack. However, mind you, Dallas had a 20 to 2 run. However, it was Jason Kidd who called timeout in the middle when they hot. They was coming for a comeback. Actually, I think I'm not gonna lie. I predicted that Dallas was gonna win on Tuesday based on Tuesday. I think it was on Monday. Was it Wednesday? No, sorry, Wednesday. Based on the way they was playing ball and the way Dallas was coming in, Luka got fouled out. To me, if Luka wasn't fouled out, they would have won that game. Kyrie Irving scored about 30 points. I think he had like 5 assists and I think he had 6 rebounds. Luka has, I think, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 27 points. If Luka was not fouled out, they would have won that game. Based on when I saw the game. However, now Boston, don't get me wrong, they are the best in the East. Their defense is strong. They're playing with a lot of energy. But when it comes to the fourth quarter, that's when they seem to struggle. So tonight, I think Dallas winning tonight. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. Don't get me wrong. I think they're gonna go back home and win it and close it out. That's my predicting. If they go back home, don't close it out, I see Dallas. I see Boston in 7. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Ronnie. With this, the series and everything. Boston. They like I said, they are the better team, as we all know and everything. But I thought Kyrie Kyrie did show up in game 3. I just hope that Dallas, maybe they'll push it to game 5, going back to Boston. I feel like Luka got to go all out, Kyrie got to go all out, and role players they got to come out and play as well. So I think game 4 they gonna click. I still think Boston's gonna be there, but I still think Dallas they do not want to get swept on their home court. I think Luka he might go for 40, and I think Kyrie he might go for 30 plus again. He's gonna show up again, and I still think Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're gonna show that thing. But like I said, it's leaning towards Boston. They're gonna win the series, And to me, once Boston, win the championship, I believe, not Jason Tatum, he's not going to win the Finals MVP. I think Jaylen Brown is going to win the MVP. Just watching him play, him being there at the big moments, being at the fourth quarter, hitting the big shots and everything. I think, Jaylen Brown, he's going to take, once, Boston wins this game or game 5, game 6, whatever, I feel like, Jaylen Brown, he's definitely going to win the Finals MVP because to me, he's been the best player the whole playoffs for the team. So shout out to Jaylen Brown, and I think he's going to win the MVP.
No, I agree with you. Jaylen Brown, I've been telling people the whole time he's the best player on the Boston Celtics team. I don't think with Jason Tatum. Sorry, Hakeem. But but shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryant, the lovely Sophia Grace, and also the big dog, Big Blur.
Big Blur, Ashton.
The co-host. I ain't gonna say the co-host, the creator of the Shiesty Avengers is in the business. Shout out to everybody that watches us on Facebook, Instagram, and also Kick. Thank you guys for always tuning in on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and joining on. And don't forget, guys, make sure y'all in the Kick world, in the Twitch world, make sure y'all continue to follow us. Don't forget to follow for every time we go live.
Hey,
so, Joe, go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to my future wife, Sophia Grace.
Oh, that's cap. I'm not even gonna talk about that.
Shout out to my queen.
We gotta talk about the money. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. Jordan, what's going on with the money?
All right, so we're gonna talk about top state business, top America's top state businesses. So there's gonna be a new ranking coming out in July, going around the top America's top states for businesses. A month ago, from another source, this is from U.S. News. The top 10 states for businesses are, I'm gonna start from 10 to number 1. So number 10 is New Hampshire, number 9 is Rhode Island, number 8 is Idaho, number 7 is Washington State, number 6 is Nevada, number 5 is Connecticut, number 4 is Colorado, number 3 is Delaware, number 2 is California, and number 1 is in Massachusetts. So this goes by business created from a year. Massachusetts has the highest. Top companies headquarters per one resident, and tax burden, and also the virtual capital of GDP. So this is from U.S. World News that I'm reading from. This is from their article. But there's a new article coming from. We have a clip of how it's going to reveal. Likely it's going to be these top 10 states, but it's going to be a new top 10 states coming from CNBC, which we're going to play, and then and we're going to see how, and then we're going to show a video. After that, we're going to chop it up about the states, top American states for next month. So go ahead, King.
Chicago Rilla. Shout out to Chicago Rilla.
Yeah, free game.
Chi-Town in the building on photo. NVIDIA stock split.
Thanks. Shout out to Keisha. Keisha's also in the building.
Keisha Nelson, my other future wife. That's love.
2007, CNBC has been ranking all 50 states for competitiveness. Our 2024 America's Top States for Business report is just 1 month away, believe it or not. And there are some important changes this year in how we tally these things. Scott Cohn puts the study together for us every year. He's here with a preview. And Scott, every year you mix things up a little bit. Yeah, well, the world mixes things up a little bit. And there are some kind of clues, subtle clues within the changes here. So I know that you like to try and guess. So just listen to all of this carefully. First, a reminder of what hasn't changed. In the 17 years since we started this, we rate the states on dozens of metrics, 128 metrics this year in 10 categories of competitiveness. Those categories are pretty much the same from year to year, but the weight that they carry changes based on how important they are in the site selection process, what the states are pitching when they court companies. For a long time, it was all about the cost of doing business, like taxes and incentives. More recently, it was which state has the best workforce. In 2024, for the first time ever, there is a different category on top. Take a look.
Okay, here we go.
With federal money flooding the states and the very nature of work in flux, it stands to reason that infrastructure is front and center in this year's top state study.
We need to make sure that the condition of our infrastructure is not a limiting factor on growth.
We look at which states are offering shovel-ready sites for development, where's the most reliable power grid, and the least risk from climate disasters. Where can you find the best access to your customers, connecting both virtually and for real? This year, infrastructure is worth 17% of a state's score. That's followed by workforce. Which states are meeting the need for skilled employees? Which states have the best economy? Where's the top quality of life? We look at the cost of doing business, technology and innovation, including which states are leading the way in artificial intelligence.
The state that's actually investing and allowing for people to go either into industry or into government to be able to help make a difference is the state that I think is going to succeed.
We measure business friendliness. We grade education, access to capital, and the cost of living.
Yeah, with prices still stubbornly high, we are taking a deep dive into cost of living this year, including housing affordability and the cost of insurance, which is skyrocketing in some states more than others. Also this year, foreign direct investment. States are talking about that in a way that I haven't seen before. We'll look at which states the world is betting on in that aspect. As always, you can read about our study and all our reporting in the weeks ahead at topstates.cnbc.com, and we will reveal the top state for business right here on Squawk Box on July 11th.
Oh, good. I'm not here that day. Okay, I'm going to have to guess ahead of time. I just realized leading up to that. Okay, I love the guesswork on this, so let's start this now. Actually, before we do, one question just about access to energy. That seems to me that's just something that is a much bigger deal. We've been talking about it with AI, this idea that you're going to need more energy than we thought we were a few years from now, and there are questions about whether the electricity grid can keep up with any of those things. Right. We've been talking a lot lately about permitting and regulations and how you get access to that, because in order to have the companies that will come and build things like the data centers that suck up so much of that energy, you're also going to need to see how that takes away energy that would have been for consumers and how it raises prices if you don't get more things built quickly. Yeah,
you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a big deal. We look at that really closely in that infrastructure
part of it,
but also in business friendliness, the permitting business. We've got some new data on that this year. But what we're hearing from site selectors is that companies want shovel-ready sites, and that includes a good, reliable power grid and renewables. And all those things are things that we're looking at this year. We're working with, there's a group called the Site Selectors Guild, which is sort of the trade group for site selection consultants, a whole cottage industry around this. And they're supplying some of the data for us this year about what different states are doing. And this varies a lot among the states in terms of site readiness. Where are the shovel-ready sites? Where some states have programs where they'll help you cut through the red tape in terms of permitting. And companies really want that because it's brick and mortar. We want to build plants. We want to get that government money, whether it's the CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, or whatever. And so it's really different this year. You've been talking for so many years about workforce, which is still important. But things really, when we started to look at what the states are talking about, we start this process back in February. It's really, really changed in a way that I haven't seen in a while.
We had a guest in the last week, I can't remember if it was earlier this week or late last week, who was from a power company out west who had spent 18 years trying to get permitting done to build transmission lines from renewable energy sources to bring more electricity in. And they just got shut down again by the federal government. So 18 years in running.
That's insane. Yeah, it does, and it's just not flying anymore. I mean, it's everything is moving so fast. That's a big deal, and we've always done business friendliness as a category. It's up in importance this year, and now we're able to look at, what does it take to get a permit? How do the land use regulations work in a way that's friendly to business, but also.
I'm going to be playing along from afar, even though I'm not here on July 11th. I will be tweeting in my guesses as I'm watching what you're doing, Scott.
I always enjoy your.
So according to CNBC, all the information that they calculate of the top states for businesses this year, like I said, it'll come out June 11th, And it's going to be very, very interesting because it really looks like in the states, certain states, like, should people move there, for better jobs, better quality of life, cost of living, a whole bunch of things. And I'm sorry with you, Ronnie, man. I'm sorry with you, Ronnie. What's your guess of any states that would be, be in the top states for businesses coming out for 2024?
But no, shout out to Next Level, who's in the building. Shout out to him.
Shout out Next Level.
Hey, shout out to you, big dog. Glad to see you here on this side, man. Shout out to the lovely Berry White, who also is in the building. And also, you already know the lovely Sherry Bryant, who's also in the building. She said she's going on vacation for the weekend. She said, I'm trying to be like Ron. Don't try to be like me. You got to be like Hakeem. Don't be like me. Be out like Hakeem.
Hey, I'm trying to be like Gorilla Black and her. They out on beaches and stuff. You feel me? So
hey, Brian, she's right. I forgot it's Father's Day this coming Sunday. So, guys, happy Father's Day to the future father. Of course, Jordan, happy Father's Day. And also
happy Father's Day to you.
Out there, like Chicago Gorilla, Next Level.
I forgot, man, because this is my first one.
Listen,
enjoy, big dog. Go ahead, Hakeem.
And for all the ladies who want to consider me for next Father's Day, we can have a miracle baby off this year.
Oh,
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not a father, so if you want me to, because I can't say happy Father's Day to me. So, you know what I mean? I'm still just a brother. But if you want me to be a father, consider having that miracle baby.
Let's go back to the topic. So back to the topic, Jordan. The top states. I know the list didn't come out yet. I'm agreeing. I think the top states were going to be Texas. It's probably going to be California, New York, never change. Florida, Georgia. Those are going to be like the top states. But now, if they Massachusetts, of course, Boston. Those are the states that people always go to when it comes to the aspect of business, agriculture, education, you name it, technology. So, but I'm just curious of the new state that's going to drop, because I want to know if South Carolina is on that list as well, because South Carolina now has been elevating a lot of stuff when it comes to technology as well. They've been building a lot of businesses, especially over there in Charlotte. A lot of black businesses are starting to develop. So I'm just curious when the list actually drop, like what state are they actually looking at? Rhode Island too. Rhode Island starting to get up there too, because they're doing a lot of drilling when it comes to oil. And when they drill for oil, you already know when drill for oil, I mean money is in that land. So I'm just curious. So when the list come back, we got to at least go back and check it out. Go ahead, Akeem.
You're 100% right. I do think now shout outs to Sophia Grace, aka She Rising Soul. She just took the words out of my mouth. She said the Midwest. I'm saying Kansas City. Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! No, it's not Dallas.
Yes.
Dallas in the building.
Is in the building.
Mimi.
Finally.
Finally. So, Mimi, thank you for saying Happy Father's Day. I'm not a father, so Happy Father's Day to Jordan. Unless women want to consider me for a miracle baby this year, so I can be a father next year. All right.
She must come in like The Rock. Finally, she has come back.
Shout out to Eric Brown, my brother from another mother. So let me give you my top picks. When I tell you this, y'all gonna be Huntsville, Alabama, Cleveland, Ohio, Raleigh, Durham area. I know that specifically because Apple has just been over there. They're buying up the town. Only reason why I know, because of Muhammad. He's in Raleigh, Durham. They're buying up the town. Now, mind you, I don't want to be a snake and say this. I got this from Anton Daniels. Bentonville, Arkansas. Because of Walmart. I'm gonna throw you another doozy. Wilmington, Delaware. They just got a couple new airlines that just started over there. And really, I would say this, but they're like wishy-washy. Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, for me, I really can't wait for this list up. The states. I agree with the Midwest cities. I feel like the Midwest. They're a little bit on the rise. I remember back in the '90s. I was way back in the '90s. I'm in the '80s, '70s, '80s, and '90s. The Midwest, especially the city of Detroit. With GM, you had GM, you had Ford, you had Chrysler. Everybody, from the South, migrated to Michigan because there were so many jobs. Up in Michigan at the time and everything. But yeah, the cities that you name, Hakeem, Kansas City, Tennessee's another one.
Yeah.
And also I want to talk about quality of life too. City that's a good quality of life, which it's the rent's not bad, everything's affordable. Charlotte, really the state of really the Carolinas, they're looking good. Tennessee.
Asheville, yeah.
Nashville, Detroit. Actually, Detroit is the quality of life is on the rise. Detroit. And and also appreciate you, Bobby Bryant. Appreciate everybody for the Father's Day. I'm very honored coming on this Sunday. This will be my first one, and I can't wait. Can't wait till Sunday. Cannot wait till Sunday, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, go back to Detroit. Their quality of life is getting better, and also the crime rate in Detroit is surprisingly very, 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 very low. So don't be surprised in the next 5 to 10 years that Detroit is going to really start rolling back up again. People can move there, and also if like I said, if you want to flip houses there, oh my God, you can buy a house for $2 to $3 grand. Fix it up and sell it for $8 or $9 grand. I'm telling you, if you want to flip a house in Detroit, it's so much land out there in Detroit you can use and everything, to flip houses and make business and everything. So yeah, shout out to Detroit. Also, I would say Nevada, Las Vegas with energy and power grids, everything. I'm hearing a lot of that, Vegas, with energy, and also here in California, outside of the desert, with energy, with the power grids, with the I forgot what's it called, the wind turbines. That's really on the rise, in Southern California, most out in the desert and everything. But yeah, once the top American business cities come back up on July 11th, we'll revisit this topic, and we'll see what's the top, states, 10 states. 2024 for businesses, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, good point, Jordan. I forgot about Detroit. I don't know why Detroit's in my mind. I forgot Detroit now is innovating too. They're having a lot of they're building a lot of new apartment buildings. I think a stadium. Detroit's going back. They're coming back. But to me, I think the day the automotive world left Detroit, that's when it hurt Detroit. I always say that. If that automotive world would have just stayed in Detroit and not go overseas, Detroit would have been one of the biggest states. Biggest cities, hell, pretty much in the whole United States. But when they left, I was like, damn, that would hurt Detroit. But I forgot Detroit is coming back. That's a good one. I can't wait for that list to drop because I'm just curious because people don't understand when stuff like that drop. You gotta understand where to invest your money. So just pay attention to that list when it comes out from the NASDAQ. But that being said, guys, make sure you sit back, relax, have a cup of water if you like to drink doing it right now because. Drink responsibly. But, some people like to drink on a Friday after work. Make sure you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. I would say that's a disclaimer now. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show because we're about to get started. Like always, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, Jordan, it's about that time. Let's get it. The hot topics. Let's do it.
All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. We're gonna start with the topic that's on the bottom. You see, we're gonna talk about Camille Winbush. So, as you guys know, she is the former cast member of the Bernie Mac show, and and she went viral to talk about that she does have an OnlyFans, and why she chose to have an OnlyFans. She still does get residual checks for the Bernie Mac show. But as time passed by, it's not the same as she usually gets. It's not the same money as she usually gets. Of course, when inflation, everything's getting high and everything. And she was talking about, I need something that I could do for home And OnlyFans is kind of a perfect for her that I can do on my own, pay, get a little side money there. And he also talked about how the industry, it's not what it seems to be, as we guys know that, remember Hollywood actors were on strike last year because, because we learned a lot about, Hollywood, how, a lot of these actors, producers, they really not getting paid what they used to and everything. And she was, talking about with that situation and how, she had to find something that could work well with her. And she said she chose OnlyFans. So go ahead, play the clip or what she was talking about, and after that we'll chop it up.
And shout out to Eric Brown, also in the building.
It's kind of like played in terms of like career wise. Has it like helped sustain you? That was a large part of the energy that I saw people throwing at you, like, oh, you don't need the money, or did she go broke? How do you respond to that criticism?
Okay. Well, people that are outside of the acting world have no place to speak on it. When people are saying, oh, those Bernie Mac checks must have dried up, or like from a job 20 years ago when I was a 12-year-old, yeah, like duh.
Because we think the residuals are still coming through though.
I mean, they do, but
it's not.
I wasn't. Listen.
How has OnlyFans kind of like played in terms of like career wise?
If I was on Friends making $1 million an episode, yes, those residual checks would still be very nice. But as time goes on, they get smaller and smaller every year. You're not making the same amount that you were when the show was current per episode.
Right.
So as someone who was just a kid, don't get me wrong, still making good money, but 20 years later, those checks are not sustainable for a living. And with the industry being as fickle as it is, you can't count on any job to last or even to book a job. So over the years, I have done regular 9-to-5s.
Oh, wow.
I owned an ice cream shop for 3 years when I was a teenager. If I was on Friends making $1 million an episode, yes, those residuals.
Wow.
And I funded that with my own money. I taught gymnastics to kids where I was making like $11, $12 an hour. So I've done that.
Wow.
But if I can find a way to make enough to buy a home from the comfort and safety of my own living room, why wouldn't I do that?
Wow.
And I funded that with my own money.
So yeah, so she used to talk about her case about, how, residual is not what it used to be. There's certain shows, like she said, it was interesting, the show she said about Friends, like, how, back in the 90s, Friends, that was a top show. And people who still on the show, they still get like a million, almost like maybe up to $1 million per check on an episode like that, maybe $100 or $100,000 per check and everything, because people still watch Friends from Netflix and everything. It was a big shows, and some of these black shows that we had back in the '90s, like I remember Living Single and everything. I remember Living Single and Friends, they was battling into it and everything. But the thing is, they propped up Friends more and everything than Living Singles, which I believe Living Single is better than Friends. But let's speak about the cast of Living Singles. Maybe some of them have still get residual checks, but it's not like they get residual checks like Friends are, because Friends, a lot of people's getting a lot of money who's on the show, which is no check. So I see what she was talking about. But go ahead, Ronnie. I mean, I'm not Ronnie, but go ahead, King. What's your take? What she was talking about, how the industry is and why she chose to do OnlyFans.
Shout outs to Joe Hodem. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Shout outs to Joe No Hurdum, my brother from another mother. Jordan, she mentioned some things that we need to stay on. If we're not in the industry, we don't know what they're talking about. She just reminded me how old the show was. Them checks ain't the same. She didn't have a pivotal part in the show. And then on top of that, how her contract was structured. Same thing happened with the Cosby Show. You remember the guy was working at Trader Joe's.
Yep.
And mind you, he was there trying to feed his family. A lot of us think that, and first off, let's get something straight. If you don't own the production team, you're not filming and you're putting out your own movies like Adam Sandler, he is worth $300 million. He filmed, produced majority of his own movie. Same thing with Will Smith and Antoine Fuqua, Overbrook Entertainment. They put out their own movies. So that's why
that's why he's a billionaire right now.
He's a billionaire now. So when you see these, same thing with Taraji P. Henderson. She says she was still struggling. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So we're talking about these people still are regular people. Then we also got to understand is how her lifestyle is. I'm not trying to be stereotypical. She is black. She might want some nice things. Gucci, Fendi, Prada, big cars. You know what I mean? She said it's not enough to sustainable. Was she living in a nice apartment or stuff? But she said when them checks was this, how her parents were managing her money at 12. When them $10,000 checks was coming in. This ain't our brother who was singing, they have no ownership. Next level, let's talk about. I wonder what happened to their residuals when the companies like Tubi have bought them out. Sapphire, there's another one. Does that get cut down? Because it's free now. So how much ads they running on the thing? There's so many nuances to these things. You know what I mean? And this goes back to the conversation we had on here. I think, was it here with Sapphire and them? All we now have to be the moral police on what women do with their bodies and how they present themselves. And we might have our own personal opinion, but does that mean that we judge them and hold them to court? And I guess at the end of the day, we had a space where it's none of our business. I'm not dating her. I'm not trying to sleep or be on top of her and stuff like that. She has to deal with whatever man that comes to want to deal with her, that her doing OnlyFans. She found an outlet that she wants to make money. And then it could go to the same thing with us. A lot of men want to sell drugs, slang pistols, drill, talk rap about killing black people, and we profit off of it. So I look at it from that point.
No, you made a lot of good points. The thing with these Hollywood stars, especially when they was kids, and when they get older, they fail to realize they forgot to leverage their opportunity when they was in Hollywood. A lot of them do it. You got Orlando Brown, who's another one who used to be a Hollywood star as a kid, but now he's older. He's all over the place. You don't know where to start and where to go to and from. It's just a sad situation when you see. Same thing with Jarrell White, who played Steve Urkel on Family Matter. Same thing. He had a good run as a child, but now when he's older, I think he had his own marijuana company, and I'm not if I'm not mistaken, over there in California. I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, and he's trying to find his place in the world. So that's why I'm saying, Hakeem, you made a good point about the parents. The parents plays a good part with these kids when it comes to Hollywood. Now let's go to her. OnlyFans is only 1% of people actually making all the money on OnlyFans. Not all of them, like half OnlyFans is making a lot of money. People fail to realize that. Just because you have an OnlyFans account doesn't mean you're making money. It doesn't work like that. You have to have strong description. You have to have a strong following. Not only that, people got to actually like your content. Pretty much. I think a lot of people don't really like her content that as much, so I don't think she's making a lot of money on OnlyFans. However, it is stable for her because she's getting a check. She's not begging out here. So that's why it's the only reason why she continued to do OnlyFans, because she get a check every month. Same thing if she was a YouTube content creator. Go ahead, Hakeem.
No, I just wanted to confirm you are right. Jaleel Wright is selling marijuana. He has a partnership with 720 Labs, and his cannabis variant is called Purple Urkel.
Oh, so I was right. Okay, cool.
You was right.
I knew I saw it on. I think I saw it on his Instagram, so I was right. Okay, cool. But I'm saying, like, and not only that, people actually kind of know the secret now to get OnlyFans content for free, and a lot of OnlyFans content creators already complain about it and say, hey, why they're doing this? How come they're doing that? Because I'm working so hard. I'm trying to make money to feed myself, my kids, my family, and they're getting OnlyFans content for free. So a lot of these OnlyFans content creators are struggling. Trust me on that. There's only 1% of them that actually are making the money. But for her, she's just making she's just trying to make a stable living. To me, if I was her, I would use her money, invest, get her own studio, create her own action film or own production team, like you said, Hakeem, and start building from there. You don't have to lower yourself to those type of standards because you.
I think he froze and come back and come out. Yeah, just to piggyback on what Ronnie said, I'm just going about the Hollywood industry and everything. It's really we see, how owning your own. Ronnie, you there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll finish my take. I'll say, go ahead, Jordan.
Okay. Yeah. As we can see, in 2024, and also me living in LA, and seeing how, actors in Hollywood work and everything, and also last year how they had the Hollywood strikes and everything. It's just very important, when it comes to acting or building your own production company, it's important to build your own and grow your own. You see that, Tyler Perry, he started off, with the Medias, with plays, and with the movies. Now he has his own studio, and now he's a billionaire. Look at 50 Cent, he was a rapper, turned actor, and he started being a producer. After the producer, he started building his G-Unit studios in Shreveport, Louisiana. So shout out to that. So just to see, actors, really black actors or black women actors, it's really, really, really tough out here because, once you start and everything, people think like, you get paid like that. But as we saw with the last year's strikes, majority of people really don't get paid like that. You got to work many, many, many jobs. There's actors out here today in their 30s and 40s. They might be full-time actors, but they probably have like 2 or 3 jobs outside of acting. They might be working in a restaurant, maybe be a bartender, maybe be the Uber driver, driving the Uber Eats and everything. A lot of these actors, they have either a full-time job, 2 jobs, or 3 jobs just to make ends meet, because being an actor out here, especially out in Hollywood or whatever, it's really, really tough. And the thing is, it's like it's less than 1% that's really gonna make you out there. You're gonna pop off like that, especially and also with childhood actors. Disney, Nickelodeon, you rarely see kids coming out once they started Disney Kids. They really jump boom like that. Only people you can name is maybe Keenan at the time, Nick Cannon. Look at what he's doing right now. Amanda Bynes at the time, but before she had mental illness and everything. Selena Gomez, Disney stars, and also Ariana Grande, which is on Nickelodeon too. So it's extremely rare when you see childhood actors that's on the Cosby Show, the Bernie Mac Show, and all the other shows that we saw back in the 90s, 2000s. That a lot of kids actors, we see them then, and we look at them now. It's like, yo, what happened to him and everything? He looked promising. But the thing is, Hollywood, they can eat you alive. You know, it can be, you know, it can mess with your mental health. And also, you know, once with childhood athletes, when they get so much money and everything, they really don't know what to do with it and everything. You know, they try to invest. They might put in some investments, but sometimes it doesn't work in the long haul. Because remember, she said, you know, she invested. You know, she had an ice cream shop at the time. You know, when she was little, it didn't work. You know, she said she taught gymnastics and everything. You know, that really didn't work. So, you know, when it comes to, you know, being an actor, you know, out here in the Hollywood world, you just got to figure out, you know, how to, you know, manage your career and also working as well, because, you know, Hollywood it's a lot of work, and also it's a lot of failures, because, you know, majority of actors who want to be actors, they're going to fail. You know, it's very few people, and the thing is about Hollywood, you know, they really pick and choose on who they want to really be big, who they really want to market, and, you know, and take to the next level and everything. So, like I said, it's very less than 1% you really make it in Hollywood as an actor, unless you build your own skits. You know, start on YouTube. You know, do your little acting here. There's this one media guy. I forgot his name. He has dreads, and he does little episodes out here. I think it's start with an A. I can't remember, but, you know, he created his own production company and acting on YouTube. He has over a million followers, and he averaged between, with shorts and also do skits, he probably averaged between 50 to 100,000 views a week and everything. So, you know, you don't have to go to Hollywood. You know, you can build on YouTube. You know, do some clips and acting. And once you build your bankroll up and everything, you can open up your own production company and everything, and start from there. You know, and we see a lot of these, you know, especially Black people are building a lot of production companies, and building a lot of studios. As I mentioned, Tyler Perry and 50 Cent, and, you know, production companies, you know, Issa Rae, a lot of podcasters, they build a production company. You know, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A's trying to do it. So you see a lot of these Black people who does podcasts or who makes a certain money. You know, they want to build their own production company and start from there. And like I said, from celebrities that's doing that, they got the money to do that. Like Western Campus Social Radio, you know, hopefully in the next 10 years we'll get up there. So, but yeah, that's how Hollywood works out here in LA.
No, what you're saying is true. The lovely Sugar Bum's in the building. She said Black, and also the lovely one is also in the building. But I'm not
cynical one.
No, I always call her the one. I know it's a cynical one. It's just I always call her the one. She's in the building. We're not hating on people getting money. Supply and demand, beauty is currency. We know that. But the problem with the beauty standard, the beauty world, is they only pick one beauty of standard. And one of the beauty of standard, Black people ain't one of them. Black woman is not one of them. And that's a fact. So it is, even though beauty is a standard, but in America currency, Black ain't one of them. Believe that. Go ahead, Hakeem.
This is my last point, and I want to say this about a lot of our Black actors, our Black entertainers, our Black rappers, our Black singers. A lot of them come in here and don't understand the business of entertainment. They don't incorporate themselves. Usually when their business are a little bit upside down, it's a little bit too late. You know what I mean? If we come in understanding the business of business and not talent, it's a bunch of talented people, but nobody understands their business. And this is why when you see people who are millionaires and you never hear them have financial issues, they got their business together in the beginning.
I can't. You see, Sugar Mom comes here. The top models are African. You believe it?
No.
Name them.
The Tommy Jordan, I know. She's just saying anything.
Yeah, she's trolling.
Everybody,
you know.
Come on, I know. Stop.
Yeah, she's trolling.
Stop it. She trolling. No. To me, you know, that was a Black is beautiful. We know that Black is beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's not the American standard. It is not.
No. They're not getting those $1 million contracts. It's them European white girls.
Yeah, you look at Miss America, Miss Universe, you know, Miss California, Miss Tennessee. Look at all that. You know, majority are white women.
Basically.
That's how it works. You know, it's very rare you see Black women that does it. You know, I remember Vanessa Williams. She was up there. Claudia Jordan at the time, back in the '90s. Tyra Banks at the time, and more. What's her name?
But the number is small, Jordan. That's what I'm saying. It's
That's
not big.
Exactly. It's got to say it's extremely rare you see them. It's like once every generation they pop up.
No, but Sugar knows this, man. Sugar, that was like, I love my sister. I hate my sister, but they're not the standard. Trust me, they're not. They're not the standard. Trust me. I've been to a lot of these. Trust me, they're not the standard. Trust me. And to me, they need to be the standard, but they're not. They're not.
Yeah, but the way we can change that, if somebody just a black person start a modeling company and just only cast black models.
No, but I thought Tyra Banks was doing that.
Like, when is she even doing it now? Is her name even ringing bells?
I don't know what that is.
Like not to hate on her, just look, because you're right. She did America's Top Model. She didn't even own that. She was just the face.
And the thing is, like, she's about 10 million views. There's a lot of white women who might do 10 million views as well and more.
Come on, man.
No, and more, Jordan, and more. And then I would say, I don't have to study with me. Most people that subscribe to OnlyFans, they subscribe to mostly white content creators. Yeah. They actually back ones. I don't have it on me because I'm out of the country. But if I have that on me, trust me, it'll be a whole nother conversation there.
But listen, the thing they don't understand, there's 330 million white people here. So most white content is going to be number one. Go ahead.
Preach.
And we drop Mike. Remember last year we did OnlyFans with Bad Barney. She got on there in the first 3 to 6 months. She made like over $30 million.
Preach, Jordan.
She made her first month. She made almost $18 million.
Trust me,
at 18.
Drop Mike. You and Hakeem just dropping mics all today. Y'all been drinking? Y'all all right? Y'all dropping mics everywhere. But it's
we got the footage. We got the video now. I'm just saying, we got footage.
I'm just saying, like, you gotta understand the game out here. Black women is not the standard beauty in America. I'm just being honest. I want it to be the standard of America. There's a lot of beautiful black women out here. Hell, I'm out of the country and I see beautiful black women right now. But it's just that they're not the standard.
That's not hate. That's just reality and facts. You're stating that. But how can you be the standard if there's 330 million white people here? If we was to go to Africa, but of course, because Nollywood and Nigeria is big. Ghana and their models and actors, they're big. They're multi-million-dollar actresses and models there that get cash from black, you know what I mean? So this is what people got to understand. So that's why a lot of people want to say, like, we're only 3% of the population. It's still only 44 million people here that got here from the statistics hasn't even grown like that.
Correct. I'm saying that's fact, but it's sad to me. It's sad to me. Even if she's right now, if she's an OnlyFans, black people should be supporting her. Black people should be subscribing to her content.
Yeah,
making sure she get in the bag. They ain't doing it. They ain't doing it.
I hope she's not doing something strange for some chains on there. You know what I mean?
I can't. Why you smiling like you went on there? What's going on with you, big dog?
Listen. She seemed too conservative, so I wouldn't subscribe. I need you to be wild. I need you to be wild.
Look, Jordan had to get off cam.
No,
I think she is wild. I think she is going wild.
Look how soft spoken she is. She's not goggling nothing. She's not spitting nothing back or getting tag team. Like, come on, man. We spending some only.
We gonna take the top.
My bad. Next time.
There's not chaos at the dark.
Yeah. Man.
No, but people are subscribed to her OnlyFans. I forgot what her subscribership is at now, but I think it's up there. But because I think one time she was going viral, so I think a lot of people subscribed because they wanted to see. Pretty much, they was curious about her content. I never saw her content, so I can't really tell you. So,
hey, Sugar, I know you speaking good with black women. We appreciate it and everything. You speaking up, we appreciate it, but. It's going to be a long way to be the black one to be the standard in America.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Boy. But go ahead, Jordan, on to the next one.
All right,
I
on to the
think that
next
we
topic.
laughing.
We're gonna talk about this teacher that's all the way here in my neck of the woods in California, but she's up in Northern California. So a local district attorney officer in Northern California has announced that there will be no charges for filed against an elementary school teacher who was intoxicated while teaching in her classroom. And this happened back in October in 2023. Her name is Wendy Musson, a second grade teacher, elementary school in Live Oak, California, was taken into custody charged of DUI and child endangerment. The sheriff's office deputies were told about a teacher who was allegedly under the influence while driving to school, and upon arrival there, they observed her showing signs of being drunk while teaching in the class. The teacher was informed Monday that by the county district attorney office that she will not be prosecuted for the incident. After a lengthy and attorney office has determined that no charges will be filed against her, the second grade teacher at the school was arrested back in October, and during the investigation, it will not be established that the teacher was under influence when she drove to school, as opposed to drinking only arriving after arriving there. A lot of people is mad about this, especially parents, because she's a white teacher. So if that's the case, if she goes scot free, she will be teaching back in the kids, and maybe she'll possibly be doing it again. I don't know if she has a drinking problem and everything. But needless to say, go ahead, Hakeem, play the video, and after that, we're gonna chop it up.
We're looking into a story that got our attention. It claims a California teacher will not be charged for being drunk in her second grade class because it's not illegal to teach drunk. And it's true. Wendy Munson teaches at Nuestro Elementary in Sutter County, and last October a staff member reported she seemed to be drunk in class. Deputies found her blood alcohol level twice the legal limit. She was facing charges of DUI and child endangerment, but investigators couldn't prove that she drove to school drunk, so the DA's office dropped the charges, saying that while it's highly inappropriate to teach while intoxicated, it's not illegal. And tonight we're looking into a story that got our attention. It claims that California...
Wow, interesting.
Oh, show the picture of the lady too, Hakeem.
Huh?
Show the picture of the lady real quick.
Went to school drunk, and they're not gonna hold her accountable.
They're not gonna hold her accountable. And now you're gonna press charges. So this is the lady right here.
Substitute teacher.
This is a show quick picture. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on this?
I wish Sophia too when she stated in the chat. Teachers should be held in a higher standard, because remember they're teaching our little one, and remember they're teaching our future generation. Become to school drunk, which I don't blame her though. At the end of the day, I really don't blame her, Jordan and Hakeem, because remember dealing with kids can be very, very stressful at times, especially when you got to go home, and then let's say you have a stressful life. You want to come at least try to come relax, but don't come to school drunk. There's other ways dealing with your depression, or the other way dealing with your issues in life. But remember, these kids are seeing you, so you're supposed to be the prime example of pretty much the example of the world. If you're coming in there drunk and being belligerent, then it's gonna affect your workplace, and now that it's gonna affect the little one. Because they say it didn't happen. Let's say she would have violently attacked one of the kids. That would have been a whole nother conversation. Because some people can't really control their alcohol level, but it's just this is what goes on in Biden's America. Hakeem, your take.
So, for a lot of people who don't understand the racial makeup of schools, I studied this very well because I wanted to be a teacher at one point. The percentage of white women teachers are 79%. I want you to look at that. 79%. And I said 79% is 50%, but then you have Hispanics who cover a big portion of that. I just bunched them together because they sometimes, depending on I don't know how they identify at times. So I said 79%, but usually it's 79%. So when we're talking about, this is why when you hear a lot of these stories, you don't hear a lot of black people in this in these situations. But let's take this to an account. What are these people's lifestyles? Where are they coming from? These are the people that are teaching our kids. I said if so eventually, if she's a representation of the school system, kids can be influenced by this. I was influenced by teachers. Teachers have said things to me that shaped the way I think, their actions, the way they move. You know, I remember my woodshop teacher used to always come in there clean. I ain't never seen him drunk. This is why to this day, I'm not an avid drinker. I never even really seen my daddy drink like that. It has nothing to do with race. I know it's nothing to do with race, but I just wanted to point that out of the how is a large population of that are teaching our kids. So I'm just pointing that we can base things on character and everything, but these are the people who's teaching our kids. So these are why when we see these stories, this is what it is. So this, I go back to the same notion, is build your own schools, vet your teachers, and have the people you want that align with the type of character you want to teach who your children's are.
Yeah, for me, if I was the principal or the superintendent of the school, and for a teacher, I'll see if I can, release her, because I can't have a teacher in my school who was alleged or not, coming in, driving in drunk, and coming in, teaching kids that is drunk into the classroom and everything. To me, that's very, very unacceptable. Even if it was alleged or not and everything. As a parent, if I was in that situation, and also if she continued to teach there and everything, I'll just take I would personally take my kid over and send to a different school, because, it's just, right there, it's just a stand right there of a teacher who might be an allergic alcoholic. You're gonna have a lot of kids gonna be, roasting her that's in the classroom, not in the classroom, saying, it's like, telling her, like I said, you were drunk here and there and everything. And, and then, that's just very unacceptable and everything. And, yeah, how can you, it's right, there's a lot of, teachers that teach us and everything. And a lot of white teachers, not just drink, but, they like to have a little sexy time with kids at the school as well.
Basically.
We talked about this the other day. We have a lot of white teachers that in different states do some sexual things to kids and everything. And, it's not really talked about in the main media like that, but we're talking about, we're going to keep pushing it and everything. And going back to that lady who's been drinking and everything, I feel like with her, she need to quit school, go to rehab, get some help. And, once you get ready, you can teach again. That's my take on that.
No, but I'm with Sophia. These teachers are under a lot of pressure and also underpaid. I told people, I think one time when we covered about teachers getting paid, I always stated that teachers should be getting paid way more than what they're getting paid now, especially in certain states like California, Florida, New York, Texas, Detroit, Michigan. States like those, like there, there's a lot of teachers that are pretty much employed. They should be getting paid. They shouldn't be doing OnlyFans while at work. They shouldn't be drinking on the job. All of that, because they're not making a lot of compensation what they're doing. Go ahead, Akeem.
No, I definitely agree with you. I know a lot of it. I want to just comment. I know it's a lot. Teachers are under pressure, and this and that, but you still have to hold yourself into respect. But I also mentioned the race component into a point where you said it's a lot about character, but sometimes it's always important who's teaching you, and also reflects the person that you're teaching. You feel me? And we also got to dig. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's no black teachers that could have been in there drunk. They could have. I ain't saying no black teachers ain't doing that, but I'm just saying a lot of these factors do play into a person's mind as a kid as they grow up when they see these things. Oh, my teacher Sarah likes to pop a couple bottles back. You know what I mean? Kids are not stupid. They know these teachers are slithered like a lizard. And you know what I'm trying to say? And we got to be careful where we put our kids at to be taught. And this is the main important. Do you want your kids to be taught by somebody that reflects your ideologies and reflects your culture? Or do you want to be somebody to teach that reflects the culture of the place you live? Because let's get something straight. The Jewish boys, they go to Jewish schools. The Islamic boys go to Islamic schools. There's nothing that's straight up and down. They control how they teach their kid, and they vet the teachers that's going there. You know what I mean? A lot of these teachers are fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, 21 soaking wet. Some of them been in the business 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? We don't and flying right under the radar. Right under the radar. And then after a couple infractions, they still tell me. I told you, my teacher flat out told me I ain't going to college. How somebody can stay in something like that for that many years and not be scolded? Complaints would have been filed. That don't mean nothing. Maybe I should. No, homeschool is not good for the kids' social status. Unless you're in a homeschool where it's a group of kids, kids need to be in an environment where they're playing with other kids. We need to be social.
And not that, but then that's a whole another conversation there, because there's some parents, there's some women that don't want to stay at home.
Yeah.
So who's going to kids at home? So I would say that's a whole other conversation there when it comes to homeschool, because you got to be willing to stay at home to educate and to watch the kids. But the man is not making enough. That was it's a whole nother conversation. We're not going to tackle that today. But we got a lot of topics to cover, even though it's Rapid Friday. We lost Jordan. Did we do Jordan? There you go. So let's continue. Let's do it, Jordan.
All right, on to the next topic. This is where viral, and this is talk about, explain why you can't have sex with friends and just remain friends. Some people find it difficult, that when you have sex with a friend, there's feelings there and everything. And some people, they can, have sex with friends and they can, no feelings are there, drop it off and everything. But Big Boogie, a rapper, he explained why you can't have sex with friends and just remain friends. So go ahead, King, play the clip, and after that, we're gonna chop it on up.
Sex with a friend and remain just friends.
I ain't going there. I ain't having sex with no friend. Yeah. Like I'm not friendly, so I don't prefer to have a friend. You know what I'm saying? But if we locked in, we locked in.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. Like we locked in, we family. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not with it because it'll go to something else. You know what I'm saying? Like we got feelings. Like them soul ties when we do that. Them soul ties, like I'm not gonna do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like no. Then the lies coming. I've been had this feeling for you, or I like no. Yeah. No, you didn't. Yeah. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You supposed to tell me about your life, love life. Right. I tell you about my love life. I give you advice, you give me advice. Right. Boom, there it is right there. This. We locked in. I got your back. That's what that is. I love Not mix it up. You feel what I'm saying? I hear you. It's that generation now, though. They, they do it all the time.
Right. Can you have sex with a friend and remain just friends?
I ain't going there.
Yay! Lover and friends. You can be friends. Who said you can't be friends and still have intimacy together? You can.
No.
They haven't to me before. You can do it. You can have a stable relationship by being lovers and friends. Fact.
No. If I tap that ass, you can't. Nobody else can touch you. We married now.
I disagree. I disagree with that heavily. It's just the problem is the guy is the one that catch feelings before the woman.
That's a fact. I catch feelings, Ronnie. We's married now.
See, that's you. That's you, but you can't speak for every man. I can have friends without the soul tie. Yeah, I can. Yes,
No. Soul ties is serious. The day I tap that ass, the day I'm on top of you and I'm sweating. The sweat is your head. Nigga, listen, Ronnie, me and that girl, we's married now. And I can't see you sleeping with nobody else. You have to leave me alone, not talk to me ever, block me. You see me on the street, act like I don't even exist, because I might want to smash right then and there on the street.
Okay, let's say, Hakeem, you have a friend, right? And you know you did your thing, whatever, and you find out the sex wasn't even all that great. You can be like, well, we still have good conversation. We still can hang out. We cool. That's friends. That's what I'm saying. Like, it won't bother you. The sex wasn't even all that great.
Even if the sex wasn't that great, we's married now. I'ma still want to tap if it's sloppy. It's gonna be hard for me to look at you as a friend. We'll just have to work this out as we go along in life.
Shout out to Genesis.
Genesis, change your name. Talking about, I'm Genesis, no simp angel. Like, oh my God, man. Y'all guys are crazy, man.
She said the day after we walked down the aisle. Now, Sophia, we already talked about that.
See, y'all talking about marriage. We're not talking about marriage.
We're not talking about marriage.
The topic that Jordan gave us today was can you be friends and have intimacy together and still remain friends? I say yes, you can.
It could work for some people. I see for some people it could work and everything. No. Best feeling, it's like, it's like a verbal agreement. If you don't break the verbal agreement, it's cool. And for some people, it could work and everything. Actually, a lot of people doing it today. For real.
Thank you, Jordan. A lot of people are doing that today.
Think about a lot of people is doing that. Especially in 2024 is a hookup culture. So especially friends are now, and especially when you're in your 20s, you really like to experiment and everything. And also in your 30s and 40s and everything, you with a friend, and you might not have feelings, but y'all do want to get it known. Yeah, it works. Like I said, so yeah, a lot of people do it. But you say you just build different.
I'm built different because I'm gonna want to I don't know, if I tap, then I might want to say I might want to get over. I might want to
So you fall easily. Then you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be having girls as friends and then you sleep with them. You shouldn't be doing that.
This is why I don't have casual sex now, because I'm gonna be like, hey, where you at? Come to the crib. Ain't no we just talking anymore. I'm this is why I don't have this. If we're friends, we're just friends. We don't mix all that stuff together. So that means if I'm not tapping ass and I'm not spending money for dates either. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to True. True number favorite is also in the building. We always say Genesis need to change her name, man. Genesis out the dog need to change her name. I just can't. You guys,
the no simp angel.
Thank you. No, I keep on my God, come on now. No, but on the aspect, to me, we making a big deal out of nothing. If you're friends, I get it in, and y'all still remain friends. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have a problem with that. Some people just don't. And every day you gotta ask yourself why I came and Jordan. Some people just don't do well in a relationship. They would rather just stay as friends. I would say I get it. That was you can't judge it. You know what I'm saying?
Look what Sophia wrote. She say, I think you can do it, but it can get complicated. Kids.
How?
I don't know. Well, what you mean by that, Sophia? What you mean by the kids situation?
Yeah,
because the kids, it don't matter. I see people that do it. They got kids.
Yeah, they got kids. Yeah,
kids be downstairs playing toys and getting it in upstairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They walk in and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh, okay.
And go right upstairs. You know what I'm saying? And they come right downstairs and leave.
Hey, the kids not listen. These generation of kids ain't smart. He said, "Who that is?" That's my mom's friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's going upstairs. Yeah, he helps her with her homework.
Single baby mamas are the easiest women to smash, from what somebody told me, a wise man told me, was a single baby mama.
Yep.
They said they are the easiest women to smash.
Yeah.
Even Jordan said, yeah. So we they talk about this in the barbershop.
In the barbershop talk. This is talk. And mind you, you got to get the one with multiple children.
More than one.
Multiple children, yeah.
Natasha, you gotta come outside. You gotta come outside.
You gotta come outside.
Right now,
Come on, you gotta come on.
in the
You gotta come out.
You gotta come outside. You can't stay.
Especially in Canada, y'all got good in Canada. Come on now.
Yeah,
you can't be making money in the inside. Then pretty soon you'll be a cat lady. You gotta come outside, Natasha Vincent. Now that, but shout out to the lovely Natasha Vincent. The mother is in the building, but she gotta come outside.
Yeah, I don't see no hearts work.
There you go.
Hey, I might just get an iPhone just to be able to do that, man.
Mm-hmm. Natasha got to come outside.
Are you on Safari doing that?
Safari because she need to come out too much. She stay inside way too much.
I'm saying I thought y'all want to make families great again. We do want to make families great again, but this is the way of life that people want us to acquiesce to. Tapping ass and going out to eat and being friends. Tapping in friendships.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I want the relationship. I want the marriage. And you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But some guys just want the booty. That's reality.
90% of guys want the booty. You know what I mean? We want the marriage. We just saying this is why nobody said we're having casual sex. I think it's the worst thing. You know, I'm an emotional person, so if I'm tapping ass regularly, I'm like, yeah, we married now. Like we together now. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no, you know, I'm over at the house, my drawers is in your closet. You know what I mean? I got my tumbler cup sitting on the dresser. You know what I mean?
You make sure you give her a car. I keep saying, I got a car waiting for you already.
Oh, nigga, that's nothing. Like, we'll get that for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there on Saturdays with the gym shorts, rotating the tires under the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we even have issues today. Like, man, don't even know how to rotate tires, but that's a whole nother.
That's another thing.
Yeah, we are trying to bring back the nuclear family. But first, we gotta figure out the friends first. Should you marry your friend? That was a whole nother. It's a whole other thing before we get started. Go ahead.
How many years ago I said that we did a special episode? I said your husband is in your friend zone.
Yes,
you did say that a bunch of times.
How many times I said that your husband is in your friend zone?
A bunch of times.
Your husband is that beta male provider. You just made him wait a little bit longer. I'm not waiting. I want to tap on demand.
How can you probably got like 3 or 4 shorts when you saying that.
Thank you. Your husband is in your friend zone.
Nah, you ain't lying. Genesis, you ain't lying. Some guys don't know how to cut grass. My dad taught me how to cut grass, so I know how to cut grass.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Like, come on now, especially in Michigan.
Yeah,
in Michigan, like you got, especially shoveling the snows, break leaves. You gotta learn to cut grass.
But keep it in mind.
When I was little, I was around the neighborhood. I would say, hey, I cut your grass for $5. Shoot, some people say,
but let's be real. Let's be real. Half of these men don't even have a yard. They live in apartment buildings.
Basically,
so you got to get a yard first to start cutting grass. Let's keep it 100.
Imagine it just goes to show that who raised you. That's all it say. That if you from certain places and you don't know what to do standard, like shovel snow, throw salt on the ground. If you up north,
break the leaves,
or you like I look at somebody different. If they from Florida, they say I don't know how to use a weed eater. What?
Yeah, you're right, Ron. My wife agrees with you, Ron. He said a lot of people does live with apartments.
They live in an apartment building.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mrs. Chaos in the building.
In the building.
But I'm just telling you, that's true. Like some man just been raised in an apartment building. So how you expect them to cut grass? You know what I'm saying?
Or change the tire.
Yes.
Ooh, that's child.
Yeah, you right about that. Yeah,
that's a bad one, bro. You know how many times I've seen some people who can't change tires, and I'm like, I used to do roadside assistance, and then one girl, I'm on the phone and I say, "Who's with you?" She said, "Yes, I have my boyfriend here with me." I said, "Hello." She said, "What that supposed to mean?" I said, "No, miss, I'm just asking for your safety." And I'm like, "You got a dude there, he can't change a tire. You don't got a man."
Yeah, at least learn how to change the tires. At least that. If you can't change the tire, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that is Mrs. Jordan. Yes, that is her. Yes.
All right, moving on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about a Metro Nashville police officer was arrested for being on OnlyFans. But he was being on OnlyFans video and also while he was on duty, and this went viral. Let me read into the details real quick. So, a Nashville police arrested. His name was Sean Herman. On 2 counts of felony official misconduct for taking part in the OnlyFans skit last month. Herman was on duty back in April 26 when he was seen groping a woman in the video. At first, it wasn't clear if he was on duty or not, but Herman was seen wearing his full uniform and had his squad car with him. The police chief directed that the investigation continue after Herman was fired, resulting in an indictment. I'm sorry, spam.
Shout out to Care 504. Is it?
Yeah, so there was a video on there, but it was kind of of the original video of the OnlyFans video of him, but I can't show that because it's a little bit too much.
Of course.
But we'll go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
This is News Channel 5 at 6.
The Metro Nashville police officer fired after appearing in an OnlyFans video was arrested this morning on felony charges. Good evening to you. I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Police now say Sean Herman was on the clock working when he took part in that video. News Channel 5 investigative reporter Levi Ismail first broke this story. I know you just got off the phone with police. What are they saying?
Well, we now know that Metro Nashville police continued their investigation even after they fired Herman last month. Metro police say Herman was on duty when he took part in the OnlyFans video where he groped a woman's breasts on camera. Police arrested Herman this morning, more than a month later, on 2 counts of felony official misconduct. They say Herman was in the Madison area to film this video, which was the same precinct he covered as a patrol officer. We now know the couple in the video organized this stunt with Herman, but in the weeks since, they reached out to say Herman was the one who asked to do this stunt. In the video, Herman identifies himself as, quote, Officer Johnson before being invited to reach for the woman's breasts. We see his shoulder for a brief moment, which had what appeared to be the Metro Nashville logo. We also saw a Metro Nashville police squad car. Now, police say they found out about the video the day before we called, after we got tips sent to us as well. They said that Herman was already on a, quote, last chance agreement for misconduct with other officers, which is why they fired him the very next day. Herman was with Metro Nashville police for 3 years before he was fired. This is, of course, a developing story, so we will share what we know as soon as it becomes available. With News Channel 5 Investigates, I'm Levi Ismail.
Social media, it can be a wonderful place to connect with people, learn, and...
Nice. Good way to get fired by doing OnlyFans.
Right. I know, right? That's crazy. Go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take, man?
I came shocked.
Yeah.
You want to know something? I want us to say that with technology comes buffoonery on top of greatness. OnlyFans has made people rich, but here's the negative side of it. It also makes you do questionable things, but let's get something straight. He has already been questionable. So he was going to get fired anyway. This just an added sauce, like Salt Bae onto it. Like it's just weird as hell.
No, but not only that, but it kind of show you how hard it is to create content.
Yep.
Like it's not as easy as people think it is. Just because you got an OnlyFans account, meaning that, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. People get tired of that, so they're like, oh, we gotta do something. We gotta spice it up. We gotta get a real life cop, do a real life scenery, and make it a real life thing. And then when they're doing it, and there's the consequences that come with it.
Yeah.
Also, you have school teachers acting a fool on OnlyFans. Now you have police officers acting a fool on OnlyFans. And this is not good for the country at all, because now it's showing the country is out of control, is not being able to hold their standard on certain things. Because now you have a police officer who's supposed to upheld the law and supposed to be pretty much the law itself. Now they do OnlyFans content. So what did that tell you about our police officer? They have to stop this right now before it gets out of control. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I agree with it 1,000%. People be on OnlyFans. I feel like they try to get other people try to get in it and they're not supposed to do it. And fortunately, I would say he might be a young police officer. And I don't think he probably was young, maybe 2 or 3 years being a police officer. And he thought, him being in there, they probably don't know what he was. But, when it comes to OnlyFans, when it comes to like schools, when it comes to maybe being a firefighter, also the police department, once you have something up there filming, not just on OnlyFans, you do something inappropriate that's on OnlyFans, on Twitter/X, Instagram, anything like that, if it shows, if you do anything that that tarnish the police station and everything, and what he just did, you'll get fired, and now you got plenty of consequences and everything. And now your face is showing. Like I said, I don't know. He'll probably get a job, but it might be a little bit harder to get a job because what you did with the Nashville police officer, it went viral and everything. It's gonna be maybe a little bit harder for him to find a job because of what he did. Kind of tarnished, the police department and everything. Because with the police department, they don't stand by that. And like I said, I think he has something else that that he got involved in, and that's what. And with the video coming out, they just had no choice and to fire her and everything. So yeah, man, it's tough love for him, and hopefully he learns his lesson. And I'm pretty sure he's a white cop. He'll probably find another job somewhere in another precinct somewhere.
Big facts, big fact. She Ronnie so say all men should just stop sending money and it'll go away. It's not gonna happen.
And that's not gonna happen.
No. We love sex too much.
It's one of the biggest industry in the world. I think it's going on over $1 trillion now. It's not gonna happen.
That's not happening.
Never that. When we still love
because remember, we by birth are sexual deviant. So so it's not gonna happen.
And the thing is, like, man, they fantasize a little bit more than women do, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why OnlyFans is so popular, because man have their own fantasy of a certain woman, particular woman, white, black, whatever, skinny, fat, whatever, big titty, small, big butt, whatever, and the thing is, it's like once they see on it, you send money. I think you could direct message on they can direct message you or something like that on OnlyFans. I'm not pretty sure. But if they can do that, that's what it kind of get them more into it and send tips and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, that money man's not gonna do that. Either they go to the strip club or OnlyFans, but I feel like OnlyFans is either because you can directly, talk to that that model and everything. So if men can get up there, can talk directly to them, like send direct messages to them and tell them to do this and that and send tips, I'll see more money if you do that. No, that's not gonna happen because man, they're very visual and they really fantasize anything. So I agree with you, Ronnie. It's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's just the world we live, the society we live in today. And then Loving the Times of Vincent said, she said it's crazy how they'll fire you quicker for an OnlyFans film. They actually find you for shooting an innocent black person. That's facts.
That's facts.
They pick and choose which one they want to hold you accountable for. OnlyFans, remember OnlyFans, because it's worldwide. That's why they made that stance quicker than a black person getting shot. Because OnlyFans is worldwide. So, but the only way you stop it is by the root, and them shutting OnlyFans down, and I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. Because soon they shut it down, something else is gonna rise up. But go ahead, Jordan, continue.
All right, on to the next topic. This was viral. So back in Young Thug case back in Atlanta, So once SL Woody, he kind of approached the bench because they was going to interrogate him, and this was funny. So they caught this clip of the DA was going to and everything, and then he had, I guess it was a Will smear and everything. And he told her to go away, tossed her away and everything. I don't know, she was thinking, her breath was thinking, she put on deodorant, but this went viral. This was kind of funny. So go ahead, can you play the video? After that, we're gonna chop it up.
Now, shout out to PJ is in the building.
PJ,
where you been at, PJ Austin?
Austin, man, good to see you.
Echo Hotel and 168 Echo.
Oh wow.
You bet.
Look, it could have been her perfume.
I think it's her perfume.
For Echo Hotel and 168 Echo. You bet.
Everybody was talking about her thing being smelly.
For Echo Hotel and 168 Echo.
It triggered his allergies. It triggered his allergies. That's what it was.
Somebody said this had to be a Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah.
That's what a nigga said on there. I was like, Lord,
yeah, I saw that too.
Oh boy. Ain't no David Chappelle clear. He talking about her thing is smelling. Everybody kept saying her thing is smelling. They're like, no, it's not that. I think it's her perfume. I think it triggered his allergy. That's from me looking in. You know, some of these perfume be very, very strong to the point it triggered people's allergies. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong though. But go ahead, Akeem. What are your thoughts on it?
No. I listen. I've been in a situation like that. If the thing is overpowering, it's like getting in through your throat. Like, yeah, I done coughed before. I think it probably was a perfume. I think she ain't gonna come in. I think her pH balance wasn't off that day to be at the job. You know what I mean?
Thank you. An attorney? No. Because people in the courtroom, they would have told her something. Trust me, they would have told her. No. Yeah. And look at the top of it. He's allergic to cat. Okay. Hey.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It might be for perfume because there are some perfumes that are very, very concentrated. Like I said, if you have between 50% or less concentrated perfume, you probably put a lot of you in the last 3 or 4 hours. If you got a perfume that's concentrated between 20% or more, that is more powerful and everything, and that can last between 8+ hours, or some perfumes last 24 hours and everything. So I just think she put on a very, very strong perfume. I think she put on a lot and everything. It was very, very overpowering of him, and that's why he said he got to go away. And there are some women who do that, who might put so much perfume that's heavy concentrated, and you can smell that 100 feet away and everything, like goddamn, and it gets closer and closer, and then really, really hit you and everything. Because there are some perfume like Chanel. I think my wife, she has some Chanel perfume, which all you got to do is she's gonna spray this a little bit, and that's it, because it has so much concentration in there. Because you spray like 4 or 5, everything, it probably overpowered the whole apartment building and everything. But yeah, I think she just had on some high concentrated perfume, which it was overpowering his nose. That's why he said go away.
No, but on point to Natasha, she said the courtroom and many public spaces are supposed to be fragrant free. Then if that's the case, then that's a whole nother conversation. Then something else was what the television is saying, Hakeem, then
her pH balance might have been off.
It might be off.
Hey guys, I'm surprised about this Young Thug case. This is a long ass case.
Yeah, it's a shit show.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's just like they try to prolong it, and everything. Yeah, man. The jurors in there, I feel sorry for them. I really do.
But I'm telling you, I already told people I think Young Thug gonna win that case. I already told people it's already showing that the case is set up for him to win.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just want to know when the case gonna win, because
it probably will land by before November.
He's gonna be the biggest rapper after he beat this case.
Yeah. I can definitely see that because damn, say this case is
Yeah,
really taking its time.
it's a clown show. It's literally a clown show. I don't even watch the case anymore. That case is it made for him to win. That's what I'm saying. And then now that his attorney got arrested for something for I think contempt in court, but he didn't go to jail. He got out. So it's all over the place on the Young Thug case. Yeah, exactly true. A lot of people, he's gonna win because a lot of people are getting fired. A lot of people getting fired literally in the courtroom. It made for him to win. But go ahead, Jordan, on to the next one. All
right, on to the next case, and we're gonna go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. So there was a case in Tulsa, Oklahoma of two elders who was in the hunters who lived all the way from the Tulsa to the Tulsa massacre back in 1920? Was it 1921? I believe 1921, and they had filed a lawsuit of for a while to see if they can get their reparations and everything. And also, it came out yesterday that the case has been dismissed. This case was going on for a while now, and now the case has been dismissed. So we do have a video to get into depth into it, and that's that we're gonna chop it up. Go ahead, Akeem.
Excuse me, I'm losing my voice.
Mother Fletcher and Mother Randall declined to comment today on the state Supreme Court's ruling against their case. But two candidates they've endorsed for office were anything but silent.
It's very disappointing, this decision.
Daryl Knox is running for state rep and spent some time with the survivors at the Greenwood Cultural Center today.
It was good to be with them. Their spirits, their hopes, of course, is disappointing, but yet they remain hopeful. We again, as Maya Angelou said, still I rise. And, this community has risen from disappointment, will continue to rise.
In the 24-page ruling, the state Supreme Court found that though plaintiffs' grievances are legitimate, they do not fall within the scope of our state's public nuisance statute.
I think it's despicable.
Representative Regina Goodwin, who's running for state senate, strongly disagrees with the court.
Quite frankly, I think that they're not only dismissing the lawsuit, but they're dismissing their humanity. And Oklahoma is not okay.
The bottom line from the court, policymakers are the ones to turn to in this situation, not the courts. And tomorrow, two of the oldest voters in the country will be casting ballots for policymakers.
Anything else you want to say, Mother Fletcher?
Pardon?
Anything else you want to say?
No, I just in favor of everybody voting. I think everybody should, to be comic.
Yeah, so Roddy had a bus on you guys. He's like I said, he's on vacation, but he will be back on Monday for sure. So go ahead, Roddy, man. Enjoy your vacation, man. And we'll see you back on Monday, at 6:00 p.m. Eastern time, as we always do. So go ahead, Akeem. We did follow this case a little bit, and firstly it got dismissed. So what's your take on it?
A lot of people got to remember we covered this, and in that video, I hope somebody go back. I said they wasn't going to give him the money. I said there's not an uproar behind it. There's not a big following behind the Tulsa Massacre, aka Black Wall Street. And there's ways to get the reparations, but a lot of people ain't gonna take it. Everybody busy living their own lives. These are the last survivors, and they gotta live with this torment day by day. I pray for them, I hurt for them, but as the kids benefiting from the massacre, and I say benefiting from the massacre because things changed widely from this. And Oklahoma still has overtly still been racist. The Oklahomas, like I've never thought about going there, never thought about dreaming of living. It's not a haven for Black folks. So if you love yourself, you know what I mean, it just goes back to what I say. Love yourself enough to build your own community and bankrupt the whole city of Tulsa. Bankrupt Oklahoma City. Do not spend another dollar. Flee the city. See how they would like it. See if they'll cut a check then. You know what I mean? That's really all I got to say on that. Are you on mute?
My bad. Yeah, man, this is sad. Unfortunately, I feel like we really, kind of figured that, they wasn't gonna get the money or get dismissed and everything. And going back to Oklahoma, I remember watching a movie on an airplane a couple weeks ago, in fact, from LA, and Leonardo DiCaprio was on it, and also Robert De Niro. And it was called Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Oh yeah, ooh, Jesus.
So it was about I think it was the Red Indians back in Oklahoma I think it was on the west part of Oklahoma. So they found oil. They had the money and everything. So you had these white people came into town, was doing spicy stuff of deleting all these Indians, either shooting them behind their back, blowing up their house. One white man, Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm gonna spoil it too much and everything. He got with an Indian, and he started poisoning her and everything. So once she passed away, he could get the money and everything, and all the royalties and everything. So back at that time, this was the time when the Tulsa happened as well and everything, what happened and everything. So it's going back. It's just sad to see 100 years later what happened and everything. You have these two survivors who was over 100 years old who were experiencing the Black Wall Street, the bombing and everything, and now they fought a lawsuit and everything 100 years later, and trying to get their residuals, which is the reparations and everything. And because a lot of people like the world, society will say, we call it reparations and everything. This was, it should go back to the slaves when everybody was free and everything. Emancipation Proclamation and everything. So, in order for you to get reparations from these sub source, when it comes to descending the slaves, if the reparations should be clear, it should have been, the Black people who was who got freed and everything, who suffered and everything. Now we're going back to the two ladies who who experienced the Tulsa, bombing and everything, and as you can see, 100 years later and everything, they should get what they need to get, their reparation and everything, because they lost so much at the time, and now they're not gonna get anything. It's just it just really hurts and really sad to see that and everything. But like I said, the government, the people who's in office and everything, when it comes to reparation and everything, they gonna really try their best. Any state, because I remember California, they was trying to pass reparation a year ago and everything, try to plead their case and everything. I remember, they built a package and everything, involving, how, it would help Black people and everything, which it was terrible. It was a terrible package. And then they gave it to Governor Newsom. Governor Newsom was like, oh, no, we're not going to do all this and everything. So, like I said, when it comes to reparations, everything, I'm a big holder for us to get reparations. I feel like, we can still give you a chance, still figure out how we get it and everything. But it's just a lot of things that, that hold us back to try to get reparations and everything. I believe Tariq Nasheed, he's having a rally for reparations tomorrow at Washington, D.C. This is his second one he's doing it and everything. So he's having a lot of people come out and just rally for reparations, which is a time of, the elections is coming up and everything. So, there are some Black people who still talk about, reparations in different, cities and different states and everything. And, and you hear it, and to me, you hear it a lot more than you ever, reparations you hear today than you ever heard before, back from generations to generations and everything. So, yeah, but going back to the Tulsa, this is a shame and everything. And, they can't get that money so they can pass it on from generations and everything. And it is really sad to hear. So, yeah, I feel sorry for the ladies. Suffice to say, they gave slaveholders immediate compensation for loss of properties. Yep, exactly. 100% facts. 100% facts.
Oh, that's
But yeah, but any final thoughts before the next topic? Hakeem?
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing, like 100%. Like what she said is indicative. Like people who benefited from the Tulsa massacre are still, their families are still benefiting. Just same thing for the slaveholders, and this is what I'm saying. If we all was to come to a united front on certain topics like these, instead of stuff that are frivolous, then we would be on a different point. This is why there's some logic to what logic has says. You know what I mean? All the D and P conversation don't get us nowhere, but you know.
But yeah, like I said, we're going to reparations. I just feel like, sort of crazy every game. We need to talk about the sports instead of talking about men versus women. That's because I know it's entertaining, but when it comes to us, there's more important topics we talk about. That's why I like being on Chaos Culture Radio. We can talk about different varieties of topics, and not just men versus women relationships and everything. We can expand and talk about different things and everything. So how we can how to make us better, and also affect our generation as well, how to make them better as well. But yeah, on to the next topic. So there was a racist a man in Arizona who was indicted for targeting Atlanta concert. So his name is Mark. He was recently arrested for plotting a mass shooting at a rap concert in Atlanta, Georgia. Investigators said he was planning to incite a race war ahead of the 2024 presidential election, which led to his indictment by the federal grand jury. In October 2023, the FBI said its investigation into Mark after a closed source reported his intention to incite racial violence. The FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force stated that the guy had been discussing his plan at various gun shows over 3 years, which quickly escalated to violent rhetoric over the past year. He allegedly expressed a desire to target African Americans, Jews, and Muslims to provoke martial law before the election. The source and the undercover agents about his specific plan to carry out a mass shooting at a rap concert in Atlanta, citing the city's demographic changes his rationale. He believed that targeting a concert will bring in a high concentration of African Americans, and the plan also includes leaving Confederate flags at the scene as a sign to call to arms for a race war. So we do have a clip to play for you guys, and after that we're gonna chop it up. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Arizona man is now behind bars accused of plotting to conduct a mass shooting right here in Atlanta at State Farm Arena, hoping to spark a race war. This is according to the FBI. So the Department of Justice says Mark Pareto told 2 undercover FBI agents about his plan to shoot African Americans and other people of color. An investigator said that he wanted to target a concert held on May 14th and 15th. And according to the arena's website, a Bad Bunny concert was held on those dates. So the FBI was keeping a very close eye on Prieto. Then on May 14th, he got pulled over by police while driving through Arizona on Interstate 40. Agents say that they arrested him and found 7 guns in his car. If he is convicted, Prieto could be looking up to 15 years in prison. An Arizona man is now behind bars accused of plotting to conduct a mass shooting right here in Atlanta at State Farm Arena.
So shout out to the FBI to get this man, because there are people out there who live in these rural areas, they are very, very racist, and they do plan for like race wars in different cities, especially black cities like Atlanta and everything, which is crazy. So go ahead, Hakeem, man, what's your take on this topic?
Hate begot hate. Hate has never left America. It just hide in different places. Stay on your P's and Q's. When they trying to divide us, they want to fry us. I love my brother and sister, and nobody can take me from living near y'all or being next to y'all. We're safer together than apart. While they planning mass destruction, I'm planning healing. I'm always on my P's and Q's, and this would be a prime example to America. To America. And America's ignorance and their miscalculations on who has hate and their opinions about people. I've yet to see a bunch of brothers trying to get we can't even get a couple guns without somebody getting us roped over. He was able to drive going over there. Imagine if he would have got there. That would have did some damage. Some babies would have been, and he would have been. They would have drove him right there, gave him a sandwich, and a Nantucket nectar to drink, and then you know what I'm saying. Come on, man. Let's stop playing around. These folks is planning for your destruction.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, Hakeem, you know, it just tells you like old America still exists to this day. You know, even though, you know, a lot of people live in these cities or suburbs and everything. If you go, like I say, you in Florida, if you go, you know, past Orlando, if you go to, you know, certain cities up in northern Florida or, you know, southern states, you know, that's in like Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee, all the way here to California, if you go up certain deserts and everything, you know, there is old America still exists. What I mean by old America is like people who still believed in the old ways as the Confederate flag. You know, they're out there in majority of these states. You know, go to the Midwest, go to the South, go to the Northeast. You come to the West Coast. If you go out to these really rural areas, you know, that's where this, you know, old America still lives to this day as America and everything. You know. There's a lot of people, you know, who's very conservative, and who definitely believes in the Confederate flag, and they definitely want to go back to the old ways like it was. And you can see they found this man right there, the FBI, you know, who want to make a plan for doing a race war and try to take, you know, us as Black people, Jews and Muslims as well and everything, you know. So. You know, it's still out here. You know, it's still rugged. You know, even though, and that's Black people want to see change, and you know, hopefully we'll see the change. But other than that, old America still exists to this day, and like I said, America is still a racist country, and I believe it's going to be a racist country because you know this hate on Black people and also Jews and everything is passed on by generation to generation to generation to generation. You know, and to me, it's not going to stop, you know, and that's how America is. And that's how America was born and everything, you know, and, you know, to me, it's going to stay, you know, and I can't see the change. I don't see it changing. I don't know about you, I don't even see it changing it.
She said, hold on, what did you say? Prince Hakeem, you're right, sandwich and all. They are right here in Tampa, and they got a bold under their last administration. Oh, definitely. I've been there, especially in Ybor City and all that. Bradenton and all them. Majority of the racist white folks all live in North Florida.
Yeah. I remember when I drove, when I was in Miami at the time, me and my wife went to South Carolina for a wedding. And I remember stopping, I can't remember, I don't know if it was between St. Augustine and Palm Coast. So because I had to go to the bathroom. I stopped, got off the highway, I-95, pulled to this gas station, and this is scenery and everything. I was like, oh shit, I know it's a lot of white rednecks in here. I went into the gas station, and you can just tell that I just felt it just so you can just feel the energy and uncomfortableness in there, like we were on some type of white people and everything. Because I felt that uncomfortable when I was in Michigan, when I was go see my friend at the time who's lived 30 miles out of the city and everything, and to the trailer park. And then you go to the trailer park, you see, there's some white people that look at you and they see that there's some hate they have for you. You just feel the energy. So yeah, there's like I said, there's cities out there that's that's in the rural area. If drive through and you stop by, you see how white people look at you and what they want to say. There's some white people, you know, in some rural areas, they'll just call you N-word, say, hey, what you N-word as? What is your N-word doing here, out here, and everything? They'll say out in the open, just like that. So and that's how it is, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So I do have one more topic that I have to send you, Akeem. But anything else on this final topic? On this topic?
No.
All right. So we got one more topic, final topic for the show. I just said to Akeem, and this is in my neck of the woods, Los Angeles. So Los Angeles neighbors removed a no U-turn sign, alleged targeting members of the LGBT community. So the street sign that officials said previously targeted the LGBT community members was taken down from Silver Lake, which is really down the street from where I live at. The sign has read no cruising and prohibited U-turns were installed in 1997. At the time, the neighborhood complained about gay men hanging out and looking for dates in certain residential areas close to the popular gay bars. Reports show that while the no cruising sign were removed after the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council voted to dismantle them in 2011, some of the no U-turn signs remains. The Los Angeles City Council member whose district includes a portion of Silver Lake said she learned about the remaining sign from a resident who listened to the podcast. And also look into it. We got a video we're gonna play, but they said according to the no U-turn sign that we see a lot in certain cities and everything, they say it was some history of gay people and everything that, you know, we don't like gays or anything, something like that, which I don't get. So I don't know how this is strange because we look at the U-turn sign, you don't think about it.
This is something new to me. I've never heard about it.
This is so crazy to me. I'm like, I never crossed my mind and everything, but allegedly there's some history into it. We do have a clip to play for you guys, and after that, we'll try to go ahead again.
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
I was also surprised that these U-turn signs were still up. And at first, you know, they seem a little, okay, it's just a no U-turn sign. But when you learn the history of it and you realize that these
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove.
Yeah, I'm starting off. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a California thing because that's so new to me because I never thought seeing U-turns in different cities I lived in that it means that, you know, we don't like gays or anything. It's to me it's made like it's made up. You know, they just they saw something. And it kind of affected their community and everything, and chose to take it down and everything. You know, that's just very, very strange. You know, like I said, this is new to me. I don't know if this. I just think I think it's a little bit too much and everything because, you know, we look at it with regular people. When the average people look at the U-turn, we just say, okay, we can't make a U-turn. Simple as that. But when you go to the extent, it's like we don't allow gays and everything. I'm like, never would have crossed my mind whatsoever. Go ahead, King. What's your take?
So it's funny you say this, and I want people to be self-aware about this. Do you notice in places that are a lot more liberal, you have a lot more pushback towards the LGBTQ? New York City, California. When have you ever heard of anything like that in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, stuff like that? And you're talking about very conservative Republican places. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I've been up from the Keys all the way up to Jacksonville. And through my whole experience, yeah, you might hear people talk about that, but I've never seen people restrict the LGBTQ from living their life, especially here in Miami where it's highly acceptable. You know, Miami is a fun place for you to come. Even a lot of people, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of people from California used to run down here to chill, even in the 80s and the 90s. So these are places where you come to, liberal places who say they're for everybody, but you still have pushback and stuff. Even in more conservative Christian fundamentalist places, yes, Christians have an issue with that, but they're not clocking people over the head or telling people you can't come over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Hakeem, like you say, living in Los Angeles for 5 years, like I said, this is the most liberal cities that I haven't been in. What I mean by that, you know, with this suburb role with a certain group, you know, not just LGBTQ, with this expanded group, black group, and everything. They be protesting. The thing is, let's talk about the Palestine and Israel situation. You know, it's always a protest in different certain areas of the city of Los Angeles, and it's been not stopping everything because you know when it comes to the state as California, which is very liberal, and also the city of Los Angeles, which is very liberal. You know, it's always it's like you're right, Hakeem. It's always a lot of pushback. You know. It's like people we want to think about working together, but it's always a problem with certain things and everything. And like I said, it's just a lot of protests you see, you know, I mean, this year the protests has simmered down and everything, but I guarantee you, all the cities in the United States, LA, that I know is probably one of the cities that you'll see a whole lot of protesting going down in different parts of the city of Los Angeles, you know. I mean, I lived in Miami, I saw a little bit of that, but when it comes to LA, it is number one of people, you know, causing problems and a problem with something, and you see a lot of it. For instance, I remember the colleges and everything, you know, there was a big protest in UCLA and everything about the Palestine situation, and a little bit in UCLA in a situation of protesting as well. And you know that really got out of hand. So yeah, you're right, Hakeem. When it comes to some of these big liberal cities, you know, it's like they do want to work together. They do want to work together, but it's always problems. Always.
Talk about it, man. Like there's always some issues.
It's really good on my nerves. Like I said, I'm going to get me out of the city. And the thing is, Hakeem, it's like you know, you try to avoid it, but when you drive in a certain area, it's like. Sometimes they'll start traffic and everything. Even stop the highway. It's like they'll like say you have some of these protesters who will literally stop the highway. People gotta go to work. People gotta take their kids to school. People gotta pick up their kids to school. They will go to a highway, stop people from driving, and you know, and it'll be protesting for like hours. And you had police helicopters and police trying to get them out of there as safely as they can and try to lock them up and everything. But yeah, man, for me, it's like you know, I'm kind of getting sick of it, yo. You know, even though I'm trying to, duck away, you know, there's sometimes it'll just be in front of you and there's something you can do about it. There's really nothing you can do about it. But you know, follow those before you in the show, Hakeem?
No, not actually.
All right, people, that's our close to our 2 hours. We're almost towards the end of our 2 hours, so we want to thank you guys for coming in. Really appreciate you guys. We'll give out some shout outs. Shout out to Sophia for always coming in, showing support. Shout out to the Mom Mother. Shout out to Natasha Vincent. Shout out to Next Level, man. We really appreciate you coming by, man. We really appreciate you coming by and joining us.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Truth, who's in the building. Shout out to my wife, she was in the building. Who else in here? Shout out to, let me sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Shout out to Genesis, she was in the building. Shout out to PJ Alston. I'm sorry, talking too quickly. He was in the building. Who else we got in the building? We had Cav 504. He was in the building. Shout out to Cav. Ashton Weems. He's I believe he's going to live at 5:30. So the after party will be over there. Shout out to Ashton Weems. Who else we got over here? I ain't forgetting nobody. Shout out to Sugar Bomb. She was in the chat earlier today. Shout out to Sugar Bomb. Who else we had on here? Shout out to Waha. He was in the building. Shout out to the Cynical One. Who was in the building. Shout out to Justo Alvarez. He was in the building. Shout out to that. Who else we got on here? Shout out to Sherry Bryant. Shout out to Bobby Bryant, who watches us on Facebook every single Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. We appreciate that. Shout out to Eric Brown, who was in the building. Shout out to Mimi. She came in. Long time no see. So I appreciate Mimi to being on the show. Shout out to Barry White. Who else we got here? I think that's it. Anybody on Instagram that you seen Hakeem or no?
No, man. That's what I'm looking at now. The Instagram thing wasn't working.
Oh, okay. But other than that, man, more shout out to people that's watching us on Facebook, on Instagram. I also appreciate the people that's watching us from Kick and Twitch. Really appreciate you guys. Like I said, Ronnie had to leave early. You know, he's on vacation, but he will be back on here on Monday and we'll be ready to go. But before we go, you guys make sure you hit our community tab. We got a Chaos Coach Radio t-shirts in different colors. We got red, we got black, we got green, we got blue, we got navy blue. We got the Chaos Culture Radio hats that we rocking, me and Hakeem be rocking. Also, we got a Chaos Culture Radio mug. And also, make sure you get Hakeem's book, Black Love. It's on sale, you know, and eventually once we get monetized, we're gonna show it on our own page and everything. We are almost there, guys. We are almost there. But like I said, once again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in on this Friday evening. Make sure you have a great weekend. And also, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We really appreciate you guys. Happy Father's Day. You know, please.
Happy Father's Day, Truth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Truth. You know, fathers, you are very, very important. And like I said, that day is very, very important to you guys. And for me, it's gonna be my first Father's Day, so I can't wait for it. Can't wait to enjoy it as well. But that's okay, Chaos Culture Radio.